Hello everyone. I'm kind of late in making this video. It's weird, like all last week and um, like over the weekend and stuff, all I wanted to do was, find something to make a video about. And then when I finally um, got to be 7 weeks pregnant, and I'm like, okay, I should make a video, it was just like too much to try to sit down and do it. So, but I'm actually managing to do it now, so that's good. So I am 7 weeks, 2 days pregnant today. Poppy, the baby, is the size of a raspberry, although, so I'm getting differing information. I have the What to Expect app on my phone, and that says that the baby's the size of a raspberry, but other things like have the weeks slightly different, and so say that the baby's the size of a blueberry, so it's somewhere in there anyway. I'm kind of going by the What to Expect thing, because it actually tells you each day how big the baby is. I mean, it doesn't change, except, like, from week to week, kind of. But, so, the big thing this week, or since my last video, is that the morning sickness has hit hard. Last week, week 6, was kind of the beginning of it, and it's just continued, and for me, it's basically like 24 hours a day queasiness. I haven't been throwing up, thank goodness, knock on wood, but it's like just all the time feeling nauseous, and like there's nothing that's really appealing to eat. Like I have to kind of force myself to eat stuff, and it's weird because like thinking about a particular food might not be appealing at all, like it might gross me out, but if it's actually sitting in front of me, I might want it. So it's strange. Fatigue is also really big. I'm still just like exhausted and not being good about taking naps every day, but sometimes like the naps just kind of happen, and I'm like on the couch watching TV and all of a sudden I fall asleep. So I kind of like when naps happen that way because I'm not trying to force myself. It just happens on its own. I'm also having headaches, which, so I have headaches normally. As part of my, chronic illnesses, I get headaches. But this is kind of different, and I don't know if it's because I'm not drinking enough or not eating enough or like what it is, but it's, the headaches make the nausea worse, and then the nausea makes the headaches worse, and it's just kind of this cycle that is hard to break. So usually sleep seems to help the headaches some, but and it's interesting, my morning sickness actually is also actually worse in the morning. I've heard from a lot of people who it's worse later in the day. For me, it seems to let up a bit as the day goes on, and like dinner is usually my best meal, probably partially because it's not just me, and so like there's someone else, and it's a little bit easier for me to actually sit down and eat a meal when I'm not just making myself eat it, if that makes any sense. So for cravings, I've had really kind of bizarre but very specific cravings. So there was one day where all I wanted was a bagel with cream cheese, but not just any bagel. It needed to be a Dunkin' Donuts bagel. And I don't know why, but like that's just what I was imagining, and that's what sounded really good. So so Eric stopped on his way home from work and got me a bagel, and and it was great. And since the next day, then I went and picked up a few more so that I would have them around. So last night, I really wanted a turkey burger, but not just a turkey burger. I wanted a turkey burger from Red Robin. So we went out to Red Robin for dinner, and it was, it was good. The combination of the turkey burger and their steak fries was just a really satisfying combination for me at the time. And today, for some reason, the thing that I'm craving is miso salmon. I love miso salmon normally, but like it's just strange that that's that that's what it is today. And, I haven't been able to satisfy that craving, but, if it continues, perhaps we'll go out to dinner or something and I'll manage to get some. And then otherwise, just like cold things are much better for me than, like, I can't drink room temperature water for some reason. It needs to be cold water. The exception to that is that tea has been helpful for the morning sickness, so I'm drinking peppermint tea with honey in it, especially in the evenings when I'm like trying to settle down and go to bed, and it's just hard with the nausea. Other things that are helping: lemonade has been really helpful this week. I've been keeping some of that in the fridge so it's nice and cold, and that has been helping. And then the other thing that I got because my sister-in-law knew someone who was using them and suggested them for morning sickness are, backwards, Preggy Pop drops. So I have also ordered just the regular Preggy Pops, which are lollipops. Excuse me. And this one is just the sour flavors because I thought that those would be the most helpful for me. So it has sour raspberry, green apple, sour lemon, and sour tangerine. And they're just hard candies. They're just, hard candies like that. And just sucking on them, I think the combination of having something in my mouth and having a flavor and having something to suck on is helpful. But then also just the flavors that they are is also really helpful. And it's made with essential oils. So I don't know if that's, how helpful that is or what. But those have been really helpful. They're not the cheapest. I got these off of Amazon, and for a container of 21 drops is about $7. So, I'm using them sparingly. And, looking forward to a time when the morning sickness lets up and it's not so bad. So that's kind of the overview of how this last week has been. Yeah, so there's not a lot as far as symptoms and other stuff goes. The other news for me is that, so I went today, Eric and I went and toured a second birth center, and it was kind of interesting. Like, I'm really glad that we went to two, that we saw two, and we ended up deciding that we really liked the midwives at the second one better than the midwives at the first one, and it was just kind of like overall a very calm feeling there, and it was at the first one too, but like their practice is a little bit busier and and all of that. So we liked the midwives at the one today better than the previous one, but the facility isn't quite as nice. So I think if I'm given the go ahead to use a birth center, we will probably go with the one that we went to today. Unfortunately, it's further away, but it's not a horrible drive. Like, it's pretty much all on the highway, so it's not a bad drive. Eric was just joking today that I'm just not allowed to go into labor during rush hour. And I said, you really, talk to Poppy, don't talk to me. Yeah, that probably would not be very much fun. And then I also finally heard back. Sorry, nausea and shortness of breath and stuff. Finally heard back from the maternal fetal specialist, and he wants to have my clotting factors checked because no one has checked those before. I actually have had them checked before, but they're just not in the records that he got. And when I had them done before, they were normal. But he wants to have them checked because if they're abnormal, if I have a clotting issue and I'm clotting too much, then he would really want me to be on blood thinners during pregnancy. If they're normal, then it's more of a gray area, and like I can kind of make the decision for myself, which I'm hoping for that because then that leaves it much more open to using one of the birth centers. So that's it. I'm running out of time, so I'll say goodbye and see you again next week.